Touchdown, Alabama, let's get it.
The process, no one can stop this. Hottest show in the streets, I bet you can't top this. Rammer, jammer, yellow hammer, come see how we rock this. Alabama fans, the best, there's no way you can top this. Recruiting news and interviews, just sit back and watch this.
Recruiting news and interviews, just sit back and watch this.
The process.
Welcome into the process, Crimson Tide Recruiting. I am Justin Smith, the lead scouting and recruiting analyst for Touchdown Alabama magazine. We have another jam-packed show on tap for you guys today, as Alabama is currently on commitment watch for five-star tight end Arik Gilbert out of Marietta High School in Marietta, Georgia. You guys can stay updated on Gilbert's commitment and what his possible commitment could mean for the Tide on touchdowналabama.com. As always, in this edition of the process, we have another big-time show lined up, as I'll be joined later in the show by Alabama's four-star defensive back commit Jahquez Robinson out of Jacksonville, Florida. Robinson will talk to me about what made him shut his recruitment down 100% this week, as he will no longer look at any other schools or be recruited by any other school. He's going to focus exclusively on Alabama, so we're going to get a chance to talk to Robinson about his decision that he made this week. Alabama is heading into another huge recruiting weekend, so to start this show off, I am going to discuss some recruitment updates. As always, Alabama will host a couple of key official visitors this weekend. One of those guys, Alabama's three-star offensive lineman commit Seth McLaughlin out of Bruford High School in Bruford, Georgia, who has also shut his recruitment down 100%. I got a chance to talk to McLaughlin in the summer on the process. You guys can check out that exclusive interview on the process on Touchdown Alabama's YouTube page as well. Alabama will also host two official visitors that are currently LSU commits, and four-star wide receiver Kayshawn Boutte and five-star wide receiver Rakeem Jarrett. Jarrett is a guy who has gone on record saying that Alabama is wide receiver U in his mind. I think he really looks up to Alabama's former wide receiver and Dallas Cowboys' current wide receiver Amari Cooper. Nick Saban has told Jerry in the past that he does remind him of Cooper in ways, saying that with his physicality and also with his route running. Kayshawn Boutte is a guy who has a good relationship with Alabama's coaching staff, especially Alabama's defensive coordinator, Pete Golding. So if Alabama was to flip any one of those guys, a huge official visit this weekend is going to go a long way for Alabama in their 2020 wide receiver class, as they currently have 3 commitments from wide receivers in the 2020 cycle in Thais Jones-Bell, Javon Baker, and Trayshawn Holden. To start this show off today, we're going to unroll our new feature, as you guys called into the show and left your recruiting question. I'm going to answer those recruiting questions in the next segment of the process. So with that being said, let's get the process started. For those of you who did not get a chance to watch the latest episode of the process, we will unroll a new feature today, as Alabama fans will get a chance to call into the process and ask yours truly a recruiting question. You call in at 205-440-3968, at 205-440-3968. Leave your voicemail, and your voicemail will be heard on the next episode of the process. After you leave your voicemail, and your recruiting question will be answered right here by yours truly on the process. The person with the top question for each week will receive a Bama Fever gift card. Bama Fever sells all of the top Alabama football gear and all of the top Alabama football apparel. So we're going to get the new feature started today. And our first question comes from Kerry Clark.
Hey Justin, Kerry Clark here. I wanted to ask you this question for the show, since we see a lot of the same players, albeit on different nights, but we see a lot of the same guys on Friday nights. I was wondering if you feel like I do, which is that Tim Keenan of Ramsey reminds me and opposing coaches a lot of a young Quinnen Williams. I see a lot of similarities there, and I'd like to get your feedback on that. Thanks, man, and have a great show.
I do see some similarities between Tim Keenan III and Quinnen Williams. I can see some similarities between Tim Keenan III and Quinnen Williams, as both of those guys did come from the Birmingham area. I know Tim Keenan takes a lot of pride in being from the Birmingham area and looks up to Quinnen Williams. They're definitely similar in size. I think that Tim Keenan is actually bigger than Williams was during his time at Alabama. currently right now at this very moment. For those of you who may not know, Timothy Kennan is a 4-star defensive lineman out of Ramsey High School in Birmingham, Alabama. Tim Kennan is currently bigger than Quentin Williams at the moment, but during Williams' last season, going into his last season at Alabama, he did drop a lot of weight to get faster. So Tim Kennan could possibly drop a lot of weight and get even faster. I think that's one of the things that really impressed me about Kenny, looking at him in the past, is how quick he is for a guy that's 300 pounds plus. I definitely see some similarities, but just by looking at that film and just by seeing him play, Tim Kennan is very fast for a guy his size, and once he gets to the quarterback or to the running back, he makes punishing hits. So I definitely can see those similarities between Quentin Williams and Tim Kennan. Our next question comes from Alabama's 4-star defensive back commit and our guest later on in the show, Jahquez Robinson's father, Mr. Frank Robinson. You go along with your question, Mr. Robinson.
How you doing, Mr. Smith? My name is Frank Robinson from Jacksonville, Florida. My son Jahquez is a cornerback that's committed to shut down his recruitment for everybody not to recruit him anymore. My question is why you don't put the boys from Florida or everywhere else on the show? I see a lot of Alabama boys. I know you in Alabama. Understand that. But in the same sense, man, you know, I watch the show every week. You know what I'm saying? 2 days a week I watch it. And I want to be able to see some Florida boys or other boys besides Alabama boys or the big time D linemen. Like, we got some people in Florida that are really, you know, about that Bama life. So, thank you. All right.
I have a lot of respect for Florida and the talent it produces. I know Alabama wants to go in each and every recruiting class and grab guys from the state of Florida. When you look at Alabama's current recruiting class, they have verbal commitments from your son, 4-star defensive back, Jahquez Robinson, 4-star defensive tackle, Timothy Smith, and 4-star wide receiver, Dyer Jones-Bell, who are all products of the state of Florida, who all have very good seasons, very good senior seasons. So I'm definitely going to highlight more Florida guys as the show continues to grow and as the show continues to move forward. I know it seems like I'm highlighting a lot of Alabama guys at the moment, but I think that has something to do with Alabama really wanting to shut down the state of Alabama in their recruiting classes, really want to home in on their in-state talent as well as extend to other states like Florida. So I definitely think that has something to do with it, because when you look back at Alabama's 2018 recruiting class, they did not really take advantage of the talent within the state, so they have capitalized and reversed that trend in 2019 and 2020 class. So I think that has something to do with it, but I will continue to highlight guys from the Florida and highlight guys from all over the country that Alabama are recruiting, including guys in future recruiting classes when it comes to Florida, like 5-star wide receiver, the #1 wide receiver in the country, A.J. Hall, who's a Florida product. Another guy, 3-star wide receiver, Trusteletto, is arguably the top recruit in the country when it comes to racking up offers. And he's definitely going to be a guy who's going to get bumped to a 4-star. So more Florida guys will be involved in the show moving forward. We even have a Florida guy on today, and your son, 4-star defensive back Jahquez Robinson. So Florida will be a staple on the process. Alabama's going to continue to hit the state hard and hard each recruiting class. Our next question is coming from Stan. Stan, you can go along with your question right now, man.
Yes, my name is Stan, and my question is, I see where Jamil Burroughs is ranked like the 34th defensive tackle in his class, and I want to know what's the difference between, say, a number 5 guy, a guy ranked number 5, maybe a guy ranked number 20, because I know Bama is very high on this guy, and he's ranked number 34. Just give me your assessment on the rankings. You know, a guy between maybe 20 and a guy at 34. Thank you.
To answer your question, Stan, I think I'm going to have to break down what goes into recruiting rankings. Recruiting rankings are very difficult to do because it is impossible for one person to go around the entire country and look at every recruit and every particular recruit that is going to possibly play Division I football. So it's very difficult to do those particular rankings. I know for Jamil Burroughs, as far as his ranking is concerned, I feel that he's very underrated on most recruiting sites. I know that Alabama's coaching staff really likes him, and that is the only evaluation that means anything when it comes to him playing at the next level. My evaluation or any other recruiting reporter evaluation doesn't mean anything. Alabama's coaching staff evaluation is the thing that it's the thing that gets the last call, and I think Alabama really likes him. And when I got a chance to see him in action against Marietta High School, I really liked what I saw. I saw a guy who was very violent, a guy who was angry, a guy who had a quick jump off the line, a guy who had a good motor, a guy who currently harassed the quarterback and never really gave up on a play. A couple of times he fell down on a play. I even saw him get back up and still try to create pressure on the quarterback. So I definitely like Burroughs, and I think Alabama's coaching staff like Burroughs. But sometimes recruiting rankings can be a bit off because it is impossible for one person to travel the entire country and look at every recruit. Thanks to everyone who called in and left a voicemail with their recruiting question. You can call in and leave your recruiting question via voicemail at 205-440-3968. Again, that's 205-440-3968. The winner of the Bama Fever gift card this week will be announced on Monday, so stay tuned. It will be announced on Monday. It will be announced on Monday's episode of The Process. So stay tuned to see who won the first Bama Fever gift card via The Process and via Bama Fever. As I said earlier, Bama Fever sells the top Alabama athletic apparel and the top Alabama athletic gear. So call in and leave your recruiting question at 205-440-3968. We are now grateful to be joined by Alabama's 4-star defensive back commit Jahquez Robinson, as we currently have him on the line. As I said, Robinson is a 4-star defensive back out of Jacksonville, Florida, who shut his recruitment down 100% this week. How's it going today, Jahquez?
I'm good.
Going pretty well here at The Process as well. You shut your recruitment down 100% and totally locked in with Alabama. What was it about Alabama? What feeling did you have that made you want to shut down your recruitment 100%?
I mean, just talking with, some of the assistants and talking with Coach Saban a couple times after, making it on a couple of my visits. He made me feel like I was a prime target for him and somebody that he really wanted in the program. So then after that, I had took a visit to Oklahoma after that, and it just didn't feel the same. I felt like I was locked in. I was ready to shut it down after that point.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I definitely could see why that you wanted to shut down your recruitment with that feeling that you had at that particular point in time. But going back to your relationship with Nick Saban, I know you talk with him a lot during your visits. What is he like as a person, you feel, and what do you think about Coach Saban as a coach and as a person as well?
He's a real get to the point, like straight to the point, blunt dude. So he didn't really beat around the bush saying that, you can come in here and play right now. He wasn't really selling you on coming in and playing necessarily. I would say he told me if I'm good enough to come in and play, that'll happen. I'm going to be able to, I hit the cycle right. I'll be able to come in and, make my mark whenever I'm ready. And then he was like, he's definitely going to give me the opportunity to play early. He's also going to develop me into a player to where I can get to the next level and still be successful.
Yeah, that's something that we hear from so many other Alabama commits talking about Nick Saban, saying that he doesn't really sell players on they're going to play early, but basically gives you the opportunity to play early. I know you're having a pretty successful season yourself, although you don't get as many targets as you probably might like. What do you think went into your game this summer and some of the things you have been working on to get you to this point where people do not want to throw the ball your way?
Just working on, playing the ball in the air, working on being physical at the line, and also moving my feet. The biggest thing that I've improved on from last year is being able to stay square and been putting my hands on guys a lot more. And then I've also gotten faster over the summer, got a little taller, got a little longer. So I'm definitely more of a physical presence than I was last year.
We can see that from the field, from the games that you have played throughout this season. But you're going to enroll early into the University of Alabama. What are your current goals heading into the university, heading into enrolling early? What goals do you have in mind once you get to the next level to achieve that you want to achieve?
Just trying to learn the playbook, trying to get the depth chart, move up the depth chart every week. I want to be able to compete. That's one of the main reasons why I chose Alabama, just the ability to compete with the nation's best. I feel like if I get in the field, compete against the nation's best, then I'm at the top of the mountain. I'll pretty much solidify myself as one of the top DBs in the country.
Thanks for joining us today, Jahquez. As always, thanks to everyone who watched The Process Crimson Tide Recruiting with Justin Smith. I am the lead scouting recruiting analyst for Touchdown Alabama magazine. Be sure to subscribe to Touchdown Alabama's YouTube page. Pick up a subscription to TouchdownAlabama.com to stay updated on Alabama football recruiting and everything Alabama football related. Also, download the Touchdown Alabama app. It is available on all platforms. I am Justin Smith. Thank you guys so much for watching The Process.
The Process.